Remember the good old days when you could put down a few dollars on some Christmas gifts in August or September? Pay a few dollars every week or two, have them paid off, and pick them up right in time for Christmas? Those days are over now that Walmart and so many other retailers have done away with the old-fashioned layaway plans. These days, they're opting to partner with lending companies like, you pay what you pay a little bit over time, save some cash, right? Well, maybe not so fast, right? Joining us to talk about this new but not so new option that seems to be showing up online and shopping sites. We have personal finance expert Tarra Jackson, also known as Madam Money. Pleasure to have you. All right, Madam Money, we're getting a great deal on a top, right? I saw online, it costs about 39 bucks. It's offering to let me pay in 3 installments, 13 bucks here, 13 bucks there. Why not enroll in that option and then get it in 3 different colors? What are your thoughts? Is this going to help me, or is this going to hurt my credit overall?
Well, it depends, right? So it may not necessarily help your credit, but if you miss a payment, it will definitely hurt your credit because they're going to report when you do not pay. And also, I can say, oh, I can do that in 3. What's going to stop you from getting 10? So there's a cash flow issue. So on the surface, it seems really great. What if you get those shirts and they're too small? Done it before. Got some shirts over online, extra large. They turned out being really medium small. It's their fault. That's my story. But who do you dispute it with? So that's the biggest challenge. Do you dispute it with the merchant? Do you dispute it with the buy now, pay later company? Do you dispute it with your credit card or debit card company? That's where all the confusion lies.
All right, I mean, with the whole supply chain disruption, how are these deals any different from Layaway?
Well, the thing is that you get them immediately. Layaway, you have to pay it over a certain time, and once you pay it in full, then you get the item. Now you can get the item immediately and pay over time. So it looks like a loan, but it's not really operating as a loan because there's no interest. It's not reporting on the credit report unless you don't pay. And so there's some differences, but as the financial committee, as a House committee, the financial committee has been talking about today, it still needs some oversight. So there's differences, but right now, because of the shortage, the supply chain shortage, it's like that buy now, return later. So this gives you the option to do that.
Well, I'm seeing these lending options, Tara, pop up, sites, YSL, high-end brands, Gucci, Saks, you name it. Talk about the interest rates on these accounts. If you happen to miss a payment, how much are we talking? How high can it go?
Well, the great thing and what's making it so sexy to do this is there's zero interest to the consumer. The consumer doesn't pay extra upfront for these items. The merchant pays for the service for the buy now, pay later. The only time the consumer pays for it is if they miss a payment. And then you have those large late fees, right? And so the late fees can be as low as $25 up to $50. The concern is because there's no regulation really controlling it, there's no usury laws. And so it doesn't control how much they can charge you for a late fee. And some may charge you a percentage of the purchase if you are late or you miss a payment.
All right, Tara, I grew up in a time where folks would try to get out of paying for their furniture with Rent-A-Center. They'd rather move than pay off that bill. So what happens? Can a customer do something like this with these lending options, or are you locked in? Once you make that purchase, you got to finish paying that bill.
See, what had happened is they normally tie it to, so you have to attach a credit card or a checking account or some type of transactional account to it. So they're automatically going to either take that money, or if it's a small amount, they'll let you do it over time and make the payments on the time. But most of the time, especially if it's a significant amount or a long period of time, they're automatically going to charge. So they have your credit card information or your banking information. So if you choose not to pay, they will probably force pay to get their money. And then if you do decide to renege on the deal, you'll never get to do the buy now, pay later with them anymore. And also it's going to report on your credit report, which is going to affect you getting real credit or future credit.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, more importantly, an apartment, if you come across that as well.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
Apartment, utilities, cell phone, insurance, everything. Everything costs more with a lower credit score.
Yes, you're absolutely right about that. All right, so Are we noticing that these payday lending companies are more concentrated in communities that look like you and I?
Well, payday lending communities are heavily concentrated. So they have distinguished themselves not being a payday lender. They are a buy now, pay later organization, and they do not want to be construed with being a payday lender because it is a predatory lender. They're saying that their service is not targeted to African Americans or targeted to lower income services. Maxine Waters had a good point in the committee today that every merchant, every financial institution targets, even if they target people that have no credit or bad credit, it's still going to be predominantly a geographical location or society. You know what I mean? So that's where the concern is. They're saying that they're not predatory, that they're not trying to get at a particular ethnicity or a community like African, brown, and black community. But the challenge that I have with this whole thing is that there are going to be people that are not educated about credit, that have no credit, especially younger people that are going to get into this and potentially be financially promiscuous and end up with financial STDs, substantially tremendous debt. And those bad boys hurt. And that's what we want to avoid.
Madam Money, I wasn't expecting you to go there with that analogy, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it. With that being said, the holidays are right around the corner. How do our people avoid getting an STD, as you put it, with these deals and falling behind into unexpected debt?
Well, the first thing I want you to do is to get to know the terms and agreements of whatever buy now, pay later. Think about dating a person. You wouldn't get in a relationship, or at least I hope you wouldn't get in a relationship with someone you did not do your research on or you did not get to know.
Good
so
point.
It's the same thing. You're getting a financial relationship with this organization. Get to know the terms. Secondly, at your wage. How much can you afford? Be realistic about it, because it may be $39 a month, but if you do it 10 times, that's $390 a month. Can you afford that? So be realistic about it. And then lastly, pay on time, because if you don't pay on time, that's when they're going to tell your financial business on financial Facebook, which is the credit reporting agencies. And that's what you don't want to happen. If you have any other questions, consult a financial advocate like me. Go to madammoney.com.
It's all about breaking it down in simple terms so folks get it. Madam Money, Tarra Jackson, always a pleasure. Thank you.